Hello, welcome back. My name is Carrie, and I'm really excited to do this very fun VR hashtag show us your decks again. Thank you, Angel at Feeding My Soul 1212, for creating some more fun for us. I went and did my scavenger hunt.
Roses are red, violets are blue. Look in the vase to find your first clue. Oh my gosh, it's a romantic scavenger hunt.
Oh, close. It's a romantic treasure hunt. A scavenger hunt is where you find items from a master list. This is where you follow the clues that lead to a prize. Common misuse.
And did my scavenger hunt to collect the decks right as Angel was doing it. So I have them piled up next to me, and we're going to go ahead and go through them. So the first prompt, there are 15 prompts. The first one is a deck with a quote on the inside of the box. And for that, I choose Divine Nature Oracle deck. It is written by Angie Sullins, and the art is by Greg Spalenka. And I really like the art. I don't often go in the guidebook. There's one page for each card. You get a full picture, color picture. So I like the guidebook, but I don't always go in it, you know? Very shiny, glossy. We've got gold gilding. They're really beautiful. And we've got some dragons. It's like dreamy. This one of my favorite cards. Receive your worthiness. Stand for justice. Create stillness. Reveal the lies. Please. Establish sanctuary. Definitely. Okay, so I love this is like a sandwich of statements here. It's like a sandwich cookie, except the cream filling is on the outside and the hard stuff is on the inside. Let's see if I can do two things at one time. So, nature isn't just a place out there. It's also a place in here. You are related to elk and deer, butterfly, gazelle, and tiger. The mountains live in your bones, the rivers in your veins, wildflowers grow along the chambers of your heart. You weren't born to pay bills and die, distracting yourself with the secondary satisfactions of mortgage and car and happy hour. Your soul is a forest full of stories. The moon whispers late at night. Indulge your own nature and rewild your life. Beautiful, right? All right, Angie. That is the Divine Nature, and that is prompt number 1. Prompt number 2 is a deck with a damaged box or a card. I don't have the box or the guidebook for this deck because they were covered in black mold. I bought it used off eBay. It was expensive, and the deck was fine. The cards were fine. They were very well used. The gold gilding that had been on the sides was nearly worn off, and I can't wait to have some cards that are that worn. I haven't been reading tarot that long. The bag I chose to make for it reminds me of my grandmother. It's super sweet, and every time I see a little face, I smile. Yeah, I just love this bag. And the deck. So this is the Guardian Angel tarot cards by Radley Valentine, and someone who has chosen to have her name taken off of it. Not that they're making it anymore. The suits are all renamed. So Healer of Emotion, I think, is like the Queen of Cups. We have Action, which is Wands. And all the majors are pretty much renamed. And this is what my New York bedroom looked like before we left it. We had re-wallpapered the top. I used to be like yellow and orange and white in my room, but then I got to choose like a really nice pink wallpaper with flowers, and then the bottom was just a solid pink, and we put up ribbon as the border in between. So this deck is so personal. And then Cups, Thought. This wallpaper my mother put up in the house when we moved to Virginia, in the back, in the hallway. And Thought is, of course, Swords. So really sweet, very grandmotherly. When you need a little hug, it's here. So Messenger of Emotion is like the page. This is the beginning of a new emotional experience that could grow into something deeper. You may receive a message expressing feelings that you didn't even know were developing. A social invitation could soon be on its way to you. There's a person involved who's very gentle and loving, with only the kindest of intentions. It could be you, especially if you are artistic, shy, and sensitive. Just sweet stuff. Right now, this deck is like laughing at me because I have 2 other grandmother decks that I use together, and I'll get a card from that, and then I go to this one, and it jumps out, and it's the same card again, and I'm like, all right. Oh, my little 8 of abundance. Aw. So, really sweet. Love it. The box went immediately into the trash. I do want to edge it at some point in like this soft pink, like this. Okay, prompt number 3 is a deck with 1 or several renamed cards. So many options. I chose Tarot of the Cosmic Seed, and I got it while it was indie, but it is now mass market. Highly recommend. Great deck. This is my oldest indie deck with gilding, so that's as far as I've gotten for rubbing it off. There's a couple renamed majors in this, but what I really like is the people cards, or the court cards we got Mastery. Oh, I have them all over there. We have Nurturer, Action, and Messenger. There's another Messenger. Really love that the Knights are action, the Messengers are, of course, the pages. We've got Nurturer for the queens and Mastery for the kings. However, there are 2 male and 2 female in the Mastery category, and the same thing for the Nurturer category. Love that. Love the many skin tones. We have one of my favorite world cards. He's a nurturer. Look at him. Is he on Friends? Love her. Love the aces in this deck. And then I think, there we go. Instead of Judgment, we have Liberation. I like that. Oops. We're going the wrong way. I love this High Priestess. I have a couple of these cards on my altar space right now. So I have the Sacred Feminine on my altar space, but oh, I love this. Yeah, great deck. Great renaming. Oh, and the Fool is the Wanderer. Prompt number 4 is a deck with reversible backs. So many options, but this is like a new absolute favorite. The box is this like turquoise and gold. And this is Maria. Tide Tarot. Not exactly sure how to pronounce it. Also has something written on the inside. The book feels like linen and matches the box. The box feels like linen and matches the cards. They all match, and I really appreciate that. Beautiful Thoth-based deck. Really gorgeous. I really want to do like, I don't know, it's probably already been done, a side-by-side with my Thoths together. Really, really love it. One of my favorite queens of all time. And the backs, though, this plain kind of old, just playing card back is like my favorite. When it's just a repeating pattern like this, the best for me. Love it. And great colors. Anything related to blue and green at the same time is a good color. Yeah. Yep. Maria. Please someone tell me how to pronounce it. Mario. Denim, denim, denim. Denim, denim, denim. Dum, 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 dum. All right, prompt number 5 is a deck with a star on the box. So this one I don't have the box, as I don't have the boxes for many, but I think the box matched the guidebook. So this is Denise Lynn's Sacred Destiny Oracle. I keep it in a bag with stars on it. There's stars on the guidebook. There are stars on many of the cards. It did have this white border that went all the way around, and this little gray border as well, but I, as usual, trimmed it off. I regretted that for a while and really didn't use the deck, but I got over it. I use it often, but I don't use it often, but when I use it, let me put it that way. On the occasion that I use this, I'm usually using like this card with a tarot card, and then here with a tarot, and then here and a tarot. So I'll do like this. It's really like a 3-card spread, but I'm using 6 cards total. It's my typical thing. Love it. That is heaven. That also heaven. Ooh, baby, do you know what I'm worth? Ooh, heaven is a place on earth. Right there. So this has recently been moved, as a lot of decks have been moved. If it's an oracle deck that I know like really works well with a certain tarot deck, they are now like together wherever they're stored in my space. Decks that I'm like, you know what, I'm not really called to use this right now, have been put down in a lower basket, and this and other decks that I'm thinking like I really want to use them are on my bookshelf. So I really think that what I need to do is find a pair. They seem to get used more when I'm like, that really goes with that one. So I need to have a little play with this and find it some pairs. I've probably said that before. Love it. Yeah, beautiful cards. Love it. What do you pair it with? Number 6 is a deck with no or few people in the minors. That was easy. I knew I would pick the Lumina Tarot, and there are people in the people cards, in the court cards, and the majors, but the pips are pips. I really love this style of pips. We have some animals, but not people. No people in the pips. So cute, so pretty. I wonder if that would work. You guys want to be friends? Oh. Okay. I think. All right, you're going to get moved. You're going to be stored with this one. Well, that was, oh, look at the deep colors on both of those. Okay, love, love, love how these look together. Favorite 6 of Swords. Yes. All right, we just found a new pair. That was awesome. Thank you, Angel. Okay, so that was, what was that? That was a deck that doesn't have a bunch of people in the pips. Prompt number 7 is a deck that doesn't have a person in the Fool card. That was easy. I have a deck that doesn't have any people in it at all. So this is Herb Crafters. So good. I feel like I can step into all these places in Herb Crafters. So the artwork is by Joanna Powell Colbert, who also did the Gaian Tarot. And then the book is written by Letitia Guthrie, and I love both. This is one I don't mind using the guidebook for. I don't need to use the guidebook, as in like, even though I don't know all the plants, the scene is just, right? The scene is set. Look at that 4 of Earth. Underwater basket weaving. So this is one of my favorites. I'm really thinking of getting a second copy so I could trim it down to just the artwork. But I absolutely adore this deck. Look at that, 9 of Cups. There we go. The Fool is Dandelion. And let's look at the book. Once we get past the majors, then we go in numerical order. So we have the aces, all 4 aces, all 4 twos, all 4 threes, which a lot of people don't like, but I love when they do that. And let's look at the Fool. So every card, even the minors, have these 3 little blurbs at the top You get a description of what you're seeing on the card, and then a little bit more, and then some crafting. Honestly, I rarely look at the crafting in this book. I'm studying herbal medicine, so I'm getting it there. Okay, so Dandelion, Taraxacum officinale. Follow your dream seed. Be audacious in your adventures. Seek wisdom in weeds. I'm not going to read about the card, what we're seeing there, except we are seeing a monarch butterfly. The world is full of adventure, open to what you have never known before. Like the dandelion seeds that float freely in all directions, trust the changing winds as you embark on a new journey. The bright yellow flowers are bold and lively. Be as audacious and spirited in your explorations. Often thought of as a weed, dandelion is an inviting first medicine for a new herbalist. Keep your mind open. Be willing to experience life as a beginner. Be a pioneer. Great, right? So, lovely fool. All right, prompt number 8 is a deck with your favorite box design. So Angel used this as her fool without a person on it, and I am using it as my favorite box design. The Spacious Tarot, I love a clamshell. I only have a few. The Shimmering Veil, this, and Tarot of Aphrodite. And kind of, I guess, Victorian romantic, but it's the wooden box, and this is what I like. Nice, easy clamshell. I'll take a 2-piece box, that's fine. But I like the cards and the book to fit. Like, I don't want the cardboardy thing around it to make, a bigger book fit with smaller cards. But, oh my gosh, give me a clamshell anytime. This space is for you. So sweet. My first indie deck. Absolutely gorgeous. There's another pit one. Well, I guess there's no people in this deck at all, right? Yes. I love it. Oh, my favorite. I love this Empress. This could also be used for the renaming. We've got a child. What is it? A guardian. That's not in order. Explorer, of course, is the knight. The guardian is the queen. I think elder. Explorer. Never guardian. I love this simple death card. Love this star. I thought when I was hiking on the AT that I would have this experience a lot, but mostly you're just under trees and you don't get to see the stars. Every now and then. Guardian. Yeah, Elder of Pentacles. So, Spacious Tarot, favorite box. Okay, prompt number 9 is a deck you made a 180-degree turnaround on. Either you used to hate it and now you love it, or vice versa. And for me, I did not want this deck. I didn't have it. I just saw it on other people's channels and would be like, no, not for me. I love crows. I love them. But I'm like, they can't, you have different when there's an animal deck and there's like a different animal on each card, I can see it. But for some reason, I was like, an entire deck of crows? I don't think so. I thought I didn't like the blurriness of the background. Love it. One of my favorite 5 of Cups, and I love the 4 Cups in this. It's beautiful. I don't know why I doubted it. I even held it in my hand. I thought maybe I didn't like it because I just didn't like how it looked on TV. But that's not it, because the little store, my little local store where I can buy like crystals and incense and tarot decks, they always have samples so that you can see, if not all the cards, at least a few of the cards. And I know there was a sample little Ziploc with a few of these cards in it. And I held them and was like, nah, I don't see it. I don't get it. One of the easiest readers. I love it. This is my, I don't know if this is enough of a clone to be called a clone, but this is my RWS. If I could only have one RWS, it'd probably be this. Yep, love it. Hated it. Did not want it. Absolutely love it. And I am waiting on the Enchanted Garden, the Garden of Enchanted Creatures, that one. And, of course, the Guardian of the Night, was my gateway to this. I had the mass market and did not like the card stack, but liked the cards. Finally found this, and then that went to this. I was like, oh, I think I do like her artwork. I don't know what I was thinking, but I love her artwork. I love the grunginess, kind of the fake grunginess on the cards, and I love how they're all different color borders. Yeah, I love everything about it. Could it have better cardstock? Sure, but it's better than Guardian of the Night in mass market. Yeah, it's a really good deck. Just fine box. Lives now on my desk. Prompt number 10 is a deck with an even major in the box artwork. I thought I'm not going to find this one, or I'm going to have to go down into my storage area where many of my boxes are. But then I came across the Vanessa Tarot. So, whew, I had it. I never play with this, and I really enjoy it. So, it's super fun. It's all ladies. I don't have a lot of decks that are just all women. But yeah, I don't know why I never play with it. When I do, on the occasion I pull it out, I have a great reading. Look at that. Great tower. Love her. Yeah, it's a really fun deck. And the cover is the High Priestess. Look at the devil. Sexy time. The pages are super cute. Oh, the Hierophant. Naughty. Oh my gosh. Do we have 3 princesses right here? I think we do. I used to work with princesses at Walt Disney World. There we go. The High Priestess. And Bewitched. I have to remember that I have this fun deck to play with when I'm feeling down. The Vanessa Tarot. Number 11 is a deck on your tarot shelf or storage area with a box title facing in the opposite direction from the others. So one that faces in, most of the mine face, that's not true. No, yeah, most of them are like this, where they're facing the side. But then I'm looking at the Crow Tarot where it's not like that. But the problem with this one, this is like up and down, right? Which is great, except so that I don't do this. If they had printed it and made the hole at the top of the box so that I could just pick it up without them falling out, that would be great. So that is the wrong way. It is annoying. I do like the deck though. This is what I'm using for like a monthly pull. And I'm using the intention on the back as like my key word for the month. Calendula. Raspberry or blackberry? Blackberry. Then this is raspberry. Milky Oats. Yarrow. My yarrow right now, these... Oh my gosh. I started these seedlings a long time ago. They are like this. They're just like little tiny things. And yeah, right now for this month, I'm using Passion Flower as my card. And it's about singularity is the intention. And it's about being your weird and wild self. So I do like the deck. The box. No. Prompt number 12 is a lonely deck. A deck you don't store with your other decks. Oh, I feel bad about it. So my lonely deck is the second copy of this deck. The only indie deck that I have a second copy of is this deck. I do have multiple copies of some mass market decks because I like decks of different sizes. I like having a pocket size to go backpacking with. So the Thoth, I have multiple sizes. The Morgan Greer, the Hush Tarot, that kind of thing. So they are all in use, right? The ones that I have multiple copies of. But I ordered the Queer Crow Death Magic, and I didn't order the guidebook. And then I got really upset that I didn't get myself the guidebook, and I think it comes from the UK, so I'm like, now am I gonna pay the shipping for just a guidebook? That's crazy. So I wanted to trim some of the border down, but I was afraid to without having a second copy. And I've never loved a deck as much as I love this one, as far as like I need to have a second copy for it. So I ordered a second copy and the guidebook. So the second copy I didn't trim down. It's whole. And I really mean to bring it downstairs and put it in the safe, but I don't want it to be that far away. I don't want it to be that alone. So it is in a little footstool right now with some other forgotten things. I feel bad for it, but at least it's still here in the room. It's just not stored with any other tarot or oracle decks. It's so beautiful. Love it. I love it. I'm glad I have a second copy of it. But keeping it in the same room if there's a fire isn't the smart thing to do. My poor little lonely deck. Prompt number 13 is a deck you associate with the current season. So right now it is late spring and it feels like summer. So the last couple days have been in the high 80s and the humidity is so high it feels much warmer. The mosquitoes are insane. It feels like summer. And my new love, this thoth, and this thoth. So I modified both of them, the large one and this pocket size. The medium one I still have with borders on it. And it's just so fiery and watery. And I grew up on Long Island, so water, love her. Water for me is, swimming pools and going to the beach on a regular basis. And now none of the fiery cards, there we go, are going to show up. Yeah, feels like the beach. Love. There she is. Where's the water? Yes. Feels like summertime. And happiness feels like going to the beach. Oh my gosh. Especially when your dad gets you your favorite, like black cherry or grape soda. Not that we should have been drinking soda as kids, but that's how it was, because it was the 80s. So that thoth is definitely feeling like summer. And this one is because there we go. It's going to go backpacking with me. So it's going to do my summer trip. And it did already go backpacking with me, but that was very cold. That was in the Great Smoky Mountains in March. Burr. So yeah, I'm looking forward to taking the new, now trimmed version up to the mountains in a few months. Very excited. Pleasure. Love it. Summertime. Summertime. Prompt number 14 is a deck in which your favorite animal makes an appearance. I have so many favorite animals. Like I really fell in love with turkey vultures and black vultures too while I was hiking, because sometimes those were the only creatures I saw for days. And they always came out when I was like, I'm really lonely, and there would be a turkey vulture. So I love those, but I also, I have so many favorites, like turtles, so many favorites, but I do have a turtle tattoo actually, but I only have 2 other animals tattooed on me that are together, and I have an oracle deck that has a card with them together. So let's look at Wing, Hoof, and Paw, an animal companion oracle, written by Angie Sullins, artwork by Stephanie Roberts. This one is super cute. It's like about your, remembering your imaginary friends. The guidebook, just like the Divine Nature one, you get like a full-size picture. We have some poetry and like nice soothing words, right? So super cute. the inside of the box, it's right there. My bear and my rabbit. There's a favorite. Pace over race. Oh, I met a coyote. Growing up, I still have the picture. I don't have a lot of things from my childhood, but I do have this beautiful picture that has a rainbow and a hill and all these animals and a unicorn. And when I got that picture, we hung it over my bed, and every night I would say goodnight to like all my stuffed animals, and I would say goodnight to the goodnight giraffe, goodnight unicorn, goodnight fox, like to all the animals in the picture. And that got time consuming. So eventually I did change it to the group in the picture was just Bunch. And I said, goodnight, Bunch. There it is. And that's me. That's my husband, and that is me. I've never met a grizzly bear, and I'm very glad that I've never met one, but I have met several black bears, and every time they reacted just as they should, which is, I don't care about you, or I'm scared of you. Super cute deck. Really love it for some like cozy hugs, inner child work. Creative problem solving, octopus. It's perfect. Really love the keywords for the animals, and I love when you have an animal deck that has a keyword on it as opposed to just letting you make up your own. Yeah, super sweet deck. Wing, hoof, and paw. All right, we are on the last prompt. Prompt number 15, a deck with a rainbow either on the box or on the cards. All right, one of my new favorite oracles is Runners of the Sun. And on the box, there is a rainbow. On the cards, there is a rainbow. On the guidebook, a rainbow. And on a couple of the cards, like Joy here, we have rainbows. But it's just, I love that. It's beautiful. Really fun. Been using this with Voyager and Thoth. Really good keywords. It's found art collage, and I think it's great. I love this love. Abundance. Secret garden. If you have this, what do you use it with? Speak up. Yes, we need to. All right, that was the last prompt, a deck or box with a rainbow, and we've got it on the cards, on the guidebook, and on the box.
Win-win.
Win.
All right, those were my answers for this really fun prompt. Show us your decks again. Please answer the questions. Do your own video and give it that hashtag so we can all find it, or just comment below. I hope you all have a great one. Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.